On my authority, you're stripped of rank and declared an outlaw. You'd better learn some respect, deputy. I'm important. You're nothing. Come to my office when your shift is over, Birgit. You're right, of course. Something must be done. You take care now. Well, deputy, it sounds like you'll be heading to Neon, which means I can get back to work. I wish there'd been another way. But I had to play the hand I was dealt. If that means you suffer an unfortunate incident at the hands of my security personnel, so be it. Here with good news, I hope. Turns out, our fertilizer was transforming the soil, bolstering its mineral content tenfold. Do you know how I built this company? By not spending a single credit that I didn't have to. No. And I don't care for the insinuation. I'm sure I don't have to tell you what an outrage it is to have a ship stolen right out of the factory. You'll find that my word's as reliable as every ship that leaves this factory. Then, I trust that you know what I expect of you. And with that job so capably done, we'll consider the matter closed. I won't keep you any longer. Farewell, deputy. You've done good work today. Something more you need, deputy? This town is home to men, women, and children who depend on HopeTech for a living. Remember, it's not just our bottom line that matters. We're also responsible for the welfare of everyone in the factory. Allow me to explain. And you'll see that there were very good reasons for what I had to do. You want some free advice? Never spend a credit you don't have to. That's how you get ahead. Nothing that concerns you, Birgit. In fact, why don't you make yourself scarce? The fact is, the business hasn't been doing well lately. Without drastic action, cuts would become unavoidable. If word gets out about the stolen ship, my investors will lose trust, and my workers will pay the price. I can't allow that. You just threatened a member of the Council of Governors. It's nothing personal. It's just good business. I don't expect you to understand. I can see you're upset. Making good progress on your case, I hope? I don't mean to seem rude, but could you hurry it up? I'll do what's necessary to protect my company and my employees. We donated the fertilizer to select homesteads and let the farmers do the work. Sometimes the cost of exacting justice is greater than the cost of doing nothing. I provide the jobs that put food on their tables, clothes on their backs, and roofs over their heads. We still have something to resolve. Perhaps I expected too much. You are just a deputy, after all. I'm in fierce competition with other starship manufacturers. Any sign of weakness could be fatal.
Now, if there's something you want to ask me, get on with it. My patience is already wearing thin.
Back to work. These people work hard for me, and they trust me to do the same in return. Of course you do. But first, take a moment to consider the big picture. Lose your train of thought, I think we're done here, Birgit. It's well earned, Birgit. Seems I put my trust in the wrong man. Well, talk to Elaine about the scavengers. It's not a bad idea, provided we get a good deal. And I don't mean a fair deal. I mean a good deal. Like I said, I give you my word. How about you return to the Marshal and let him know the matter's at an end? Because I told them not to. Oh, and since we're agreed that discretion is in order, I'll take that slate from you now. Not another word out of you, Birgit! I can take your job, and more. And of course, we'll both agree to forget about my little cost-cutting endeavor. Well, I'm not sure I can be much help, but I'll answer whatever questions I can. What? Nonsense! You've made your position clear, Deputy. Now, it's my turn. If word got out, it would do irreparable harm to our image.
Straight to the point. Good. Ask away.
Rest assured, if we turn up any evidence that one of our people was an accomplice, I'll let you know. We'll discuss this later.
Not that it brings me any comfort, but at least I know I was robbed by a very thorough Starship thief who had a good plan.
The reduction in labor and materials costs sent my profits soaring. Besides, the work was just about done. The farmers provide free manual labor, and once the land is ready, we move in to extract and process the soil. In any case, I suppose the gig is up. You just need to apply some good old-fashioned creativity. The cards are on the table. So why not? I suppose that changes things. Don't presume to question me. You know who I am. Absolutely. Consider it over. It's ancient history. Just hear me out, and you'll see. I had a good reason for what I did. Such a shame to see a promising career cut so tragically short.
Is that so? Well, it just so happens I sit on the Council of Governors. Your authority as a ranger flows from me, and what I give, I can take away.
My mineral-enriching fertilizer solves several problems at once. Did I not make myself clear? I'm offering you a reward for a job well done. Nothing more. Now, I'm sure the Marshal is waiting for an update on your progress. What does concern me is making sure that this doesn't happen again. Eventually, everything we tried to plant failed and died. And when the time was right, we cleared the farm and brought in machinery to harvest the mineral-rich soil. As a member of the Council of Governors, I'm authorized to award you a substantial bonus. He said you had a promising lead on the mercenaries who stole my ship. Despite what you think, I have great respect for the badge and the difficult choices that come with it. Justice can be complicated, Deputy. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't suffered my share of sleepless nights. We should talk, Deputy. I hope you understand that, Deputy. Oh, the same Paxton Hull who was court-martialed during the Colony War? Here's to a long and prosperous working relationship. I'm glad we understand each other. Indeed. I'll take that slate now. You've got a bright future, Deputy. A very bright future indeed. What can I do for one of our fine Free-Star Rangers? Promises are meaningless. What is it now? A few years ago, I began to diversify. We started to research chemicals, fuel, those sort of things. The hardworking people of this town depend on me for their livelihoods, and I won't let them down. Did you now? However, I can't deny there are times when the hangar is empty, so it's not inconceivable the thief could have slipped in unseen. Well, I've just received a report from the Marshal about your progress. I'll be needing that slate from Major Hull, of course. I give you my word that I'll call off the operation and return the land to its rightful owners. With that resolved, let's talk about you. I'm counting on you to find the thief who stole my ship. Well, I can't say I'm surprised. The disgraced war hero who went to prison and You actually believed him? That's the spirit. I suppose the chance to cut costs by stealing a ship was too good to pass up. But my primary concern is for the welfare of my people. Tell the Marshal whatever you need to, as long as the case is closed. What's more, every starship thief in the settled systems would likely flock to Hopetown and start planning the next heist. I'll set up a fund to handle funeral expenses and take care of any surviving family members. Cutting my costs means saving their jobs. I've chosen to place my faith in the Freestar Rangers instead. A ranger's first duty is to protect the people of the Freestar Collective. If you tell anyone about this, you're risking their livelihoods. I'll make myself very plain. I want the thief found and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. You're long overdue for a raise, and I think it's time I corrected that mistake. I have a business to run. I can't afford to spend a credit more than I absolutely have to, Mr. Coe. Of course, that doesn't mean your work is done. Now, McDougal. I'm sure you can do better than that. You've already taken care of the first, and I won't be hiring anyone to take their place. Well now, the Freestar Rangers. At last! Damn good to see you, Nia. I understand you've been made a full-fledged ranger. A wise decision on the Marshal's part. I trust you're here with good news? We set some ambitious quotas, and you met every one of them. Let's have it then. I never intended for anyone to be hurt. I told Hull to buy the land, not take it by force. And what's that supposed to mean, exactly? Let's get down to it, shall we? Time is money. I need you to understand something, Deputy. Allow me to explain, and you'll see that I certainly did. Splendid. Splendid! It's a noble calling, being a Freestar Ranger. We certainly could use more of you. I'm sure I don't need to remind you of my position on the Council of Governors. I'll let you share the good news whenever and however you like. We vet our people thoroughly here. Hope Tech holds its employees to the very highest standards. Guards! Dispose of this criminal! You're right. Yeah, those families deserve to be compensated for the inconvenience. We developed an experimental fertilizer. And it failed utterly. It wiped out entire crops. You can count on me, Deputy. No, nothing at all. It was just a standard Hope Tech cargo hauler. That's all then? All right. Of course. Of course. I provide jobs that put food on their tables and a roof over their heads. It's a responsibility that I take very seriously. Results, Deputy. Results speak louder than promises. Frankly, I think that's both highly unlikely and more than a little suspicious. I was prepared to write the whole thing off when we made a discovery that changed everything. Sadly, there's no lack of mercenaries in the settled systems. Look around you. Everyone in this building, in this town, is depending on me. You've made some serious accusations. If your carelessness costs my workers their livelihoods, then you've utterly failed in that duty. We questioned everyone who was in the building when it happened, and not one person seems to have seen anything at all. As for you, you're a hero, Deputy. Oh, that's one hell of an accusation, Deputy. Though they may not know it, the people of Hopetown are in your debt. I see. Nevertheless, I suppose I could have Cosette conduct a thorough personnel review. You made a difficult choice, but it was the right one. You put me away, and this company will fall apart. You'll have destroyed far more lives than I did.
Really? Well, we build them to last. Maybe I can arrange a small discount for you in exchange for future considerations.
Good to see you again. Excuse me? You'd better have a damn good explanation for this. I'm glad you are able to see reason. The past can't be changed, but the future is very much in your hands, Deputy. Is that so? Well, I'm glad to hear it. Shouldn't you be out there looking for that thief? Do you mind? I'm a very busy man. I'm glad we understand one another. You've saved this company and ensured a bright future for our employees. And their families. Well, I'm afraid there's no avoiding it. Very well.
But first things first. I'm sure you have questions about the starship theft.
The thought of seeing these people go hungry as well, it's more than I can bear. Take your time. From now on, I'll dedicate myself to looking after the hard-working people of Hope Tech. Not that it didn't have great value, mind you. Hope Tech builds some of the most durable and reliable starships in the settled systems. It was those damn mercenaries. I never told them to hurt anyone. But they got out of hand. Unfortunately, farmers can be stubborn folk. And I couldn't risk any witnesses. I look forward to working with you in the future, Deputy. If you're looking to make a purchase, I don't handle that personally. Anaya Raymond should be able to help you. Good to see you, Ranger. I look forward to working with you for years to come. But on a much larger scale. Yes, a breakthrough at last. Now, tell me that you've at least got a lead of some kind. Of course. What have you learned? A person of your integrity? I wouldn't dream of it.
No need to be such a pessimist.
Likewise, Deputy. Why, this could be the start of a prosperous friendship. Well, don't keep me in suspense. The workers of Hope Tech are in your debt. Not now, Cosette. I'm in the middle of something. Guards! Protect me! Perhaps a discount on their next purchase from Hope Tech. Mining is expensive, and so is the cost of raw materials. That's good news. I'll send my people over to bring it home. I considered that, but in the end, I deemed it too great a risk. We'll do this the right way. I give you my word. Not all at once, of course, but we could never find anything that would grow in it. Look, I'll level with you. We're falling behind the competition.
Well, you can offer any incentive you want, as long as it won't cost me anything.
I fear for whoever gets between a ranger and their quarry. I suppose this is his revenge against the Council of Governors for what happened during the war. Justice must be done, and the sooner the better. We look out for our people here, Burchett. That's a point of great personal pride. That two-faced bastard kept the slate. Well, I've never met the man, and I can't imagine why he'd make an accusation against me. Do you really want to put all these people out of work and make their families suffer? I'm impressed, Deputy. It's clear you have a bright future ahead of you. Let's get on with it, shall we? Time is money. That's it. Exactly, yes. I tried to think of another way, any other way. But time was running out. I started with nothing, and built everything you see around you. The truth is, we've been falling behind the competition. Significantly so. We needed solutions. Remember what we discussed. My people are depending on you, stealing a ship right out from under our noses. Ooh, you have no idea how much that bothers me. I hope so. I won't let you jeopardize my reputation, this company, or the people who work for me. Well, let's not be too hasty, Deputy. There's something else you need to consider. I will not let them down. One dispatch to Aquila City, and I can end your brief career in the Freestar Rangers. Though what happened after the ship was taken doesn't concern me. I've worked hard to make sure that everyone here is well cared for. I don't believe we have a meeting scheduled. You must be looking for someone else.
There's a solution. You just haven't thought of it yet. That's all. Have a little faith in yourself.
Let's get on with it, says the former criminal. I don't think you have the right to judge anyone, Barrett. You can bet my ships last twice as long as anything Stroud Eklund makes. I have to admit, I admire that uncompromising attitude.